It's your girl Felicia. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Listen, we are reimagining life at any age and at any stage. And in that process of reimagination, allow yourself to enjoy the journey. It's hard enough becoming who you need to become, doing the things that you need to do, accomplishing the things that you need to accomplish, showing up the way you need to show up. But we've got to remember to take some time to smell the roses, enjoy the journey, celebrate along the way. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. The reason for this video, the inspiration, I'll say, for this video was, so I'm on this business trip. They give us a grab and go breakfast, go into the little restaurant adjacent to the hotel. And the guy serving, he's just happy and jolly and da-da-da-da. And he's like, okay, what do you need? Okay, get that out the way, right? And so as I'm waiting for my order, I said, so you enjoying your day? You got a big day ahead? He was like, yeah. He said, actually, this is my last day here. I'm opening my own restaurant in a couple of weeks. I was like, what? He said, yeah, I'm opening my own restaurant in a couple of weeks. And he was just like, and he was describing all of the hurdles that he had to jump through, all of the obstacles, all of the, you know, the zoning, just the, getting the permits and the equipment and just all of the things that go into starting a business, and not a virtual business, not a business that just takes one person, not a business that is basically supplyless, because when you do virtual stuff like this, you are the product. So you don't have any overhead, but when you're opening a brick and mortar business, not only does that take a lot of gumption, it takes a lot of God. And when that is putting you to do and you've actually accomplished it, because he said he's opening in about 2 weeks. And the fact that he was, even in saying that, he had just this real tight, stressful look on his face. He was happy-go-lucky otherwise, but he had a real tight look on his face when he was talking about the deadline and opening. And I get it. You got a deadline, it's stressful, this is a big deal, this is your dream, this is probably something you've been dreaming about all your life. But the one piece of advice that I did give to this young man, because he's young, he looked to be maybe 38, maybe 40. And of course, I'm way past that. I said, everything's going to be amazing, even in spite of the challenges, even in spite of the zoning hurdles, even in spite of the getting the permit hurdles and getting your staff and all of that. Everything is going to be amazing, because along the way to making this dream happen, you're learning, you're picking up tools, you're picking up different skills, and you're building muscle in certain areas to where if there's a fumble anywhere, you'll be able to recover, because you're learning the lessons along the way that it takes to make this thing work. But I would advise, as you're going into those last 2 weeks of this opening, try to enjoy it. Try to smile through the process. Try to soak up that accomplishment energy, because you got right here. Do you know how many people are still dreaming about opening up their own restaurant? Do you know how many people are just still dreaming about recipes? Do you know how many people are just still thinking about where can I open this, whatever? Do you know how many people are really just kind of caught up in their own lucid dream about whatever it is? This young man is opening in 2 weeks. God forbid, should there be any other hurdles, and it's another week or another week and a day. But the point is, you got right here. So celebrate, smile, enjoy, pat yourself on the back, young man. You are in this restaurant serving me my grab and go breakfast. This is your last week, day, or whatever it is at this particular restaurant. You're opening your own in 2 weeks. Young man, you are actually reinventing your life. You're going from being the employee to now being the employer. Within a span of 14 days or however it's going to take for this last little stretch of getting open, sorry, you're going from employee to employer. Now, let's be clear. We're not saying that that is a cakewalk. We're not saying that having your own brick and mortar business in this climate, in this economy, is a cakewalk. Not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that when you serve a big God and you've got big dreams and you put big action with all of that, think about it. Big God, big dreams, big action. That is nothing but the big three. That is the definition of the big three. Celebrate. Celebrate along the way. Celebrate the journey. Don't get so caught up in the hardship of a thing that you make it harder. You make it tougher to do for yourself. Yeah. Who wants to go in front of these zoning boards? Who wants to go in front of these, committees to get your permits? Who wants to do that? Who wants to go through all of the reconstructing phase of knocking walls out and, making things accessible, having to change the structure of the building because you're now no longer grandfathered in to whatever the zoning codes were before. Yes, it's not easy, but guess what? Obviously, something was put in you that just could not be put out. A fire was lit in you that just could not be put out. Something was put in you that had to manifest at this time for such a time as this. So for all of us, whether we're opening a restaurant, whether we're writing a new book, whether we're putting a new song out, whether we are starting our own network, whatever it is that we're doing, whatever it is, because everybody's got their own it. Yeah, there's obstacles, there's hurdles. This YouTube journey is not for the faint at heart. It's not easy. Do you know how many watch hours they want you to have? Do y'all know how many watch hours YouTube wants you to have before you can even get a check? So it's kind of like when you're building a YouTube channel, it's like opening up a brick and mortar business because you're still having to kind of go through the zoning board. You guys are the zoning board. You know what I mean? If you guys don't come back and if you guys don't say, hey, yeah, this channel is good to watch, then, you just kind of stay stuck in the stratosphere. So it's not easy to build from the bottom up. But we've got to celebrate the journey along the way. Listen, for a second, I got so caught up looking at these YouTube analytics, and then I had to stop. I had to stop and just focus on enjoying bringing you guys the types of messages that not only make me come alive, that will inspire somebody else. I had to stop looking at the analytics because, honey, listen, YouTube is, when I tell you it's, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying opening up the app and seeing that other people have watched. I'm enjoying opening up the app and seeing that maybe one person hit subscribe. Just one. Like if I see one new subscriber, I just, I just get all giddy and I cheer because I don't want to miss the opportunity to express the gratitude along the way. I don't want to miss the opportunity to celebrate the journey along the way. I don't want to stifle the growth of whatever is happening here by not celebrating it. So I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating you. I'm celebrating you guys watching. I'm celebrating the fact that you guys keep coming back. I'm celebrating the fact that all of us who are out here reimagining life at whatever age, 50 and above, at whatever stage, because some people are coming back from an illness, some people are coming back from financial ruin, some people are coming back from family devastation, people are coming back from losing their homes, in the wildfires and all of these storms. Think about it. People all over the world are coming back from something, somewhere. And they're figuring out how to build again, how to bounce back, how to recreate, how to reinvent, how to reimagine. And that's not easy. That's not easy because you've got to look at what you have right now, which may not be a whole lot of a whole lot. And you have to be able to look at that, not a whole lot of a whole lot, and see a whole lot. You literally have to look at something that is virtually this and see this. And no, that's not easy to do because you're getting up, you're looking at the bank account, you're looking at the balance sheet, you're looking at what's next, you're looking at the phone, the missed calls, the people who are calling you for this, for that, the things you got to get done, the obligations that you've got to meet while you're building the dream. Because we can't negate that, right? We've got all kind of responsibilities while we build the dream. It would be amazing if we could just put all of that on hold. It would be amazing if we just had a whole big nest egg to take care of all of that while we build the dream. But for most people, that's really not the case. That is not the case. Think about it. Like the young man that I just got through talking about. He's still working in a restaurant, fixing breakfast meals, because it's a breakfast spot. He's fixing breakfast meals, handing them out cheerfully, gleefully, lovingly, while he's probably using his paycheck to sow into his dream. Now, I didn't ask that question. I didn't get into any of the personal particulars. But what I do know from having an entrepreneurial background is that if you have a paycheck coming in, a lot of times that paycheck is going to fund the dream. You're using that paycheck, a little bit of it, as seed money, especially if you don't have sponsors or you're not going to the bank to get money or what have you. So a lot of times you're using your paycheck as seed. And I don't know about y'all, and I don't know if y'all have looked at some of these paychecks lately, but the paychecks ain't checking. So you're trying to live off of a paycheck and build a whole dream. That is not for the faint at heart. And because it's not for the faint at heart, you got to go back to the big three. Big God, big dream, big action. And you put those three together, and it's almost an unstoppable combination because you're looking at this paycheck, which won't hardly stretch to even take care of the light bill. But you're like, oh my gosh, I'm opening up a whole restaurant in 2 weeks. How did this happen other than faith and belief and perseverance? Probably a whole lot of borrowing too, and a whole lot of going to the bank too, and a whole lot of shuffling things around. Let's not be intellectually dishonest about that part. You know what I mean? We can't just sit here and say, okay, we're gonna open this brick and mortar business with no money, no dollars, no nothing. You know? However, your girl has done it. Didn't turn out too well, but I've done it. But the point I'm making is that in those journeys, in these journeys, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant. It doesn't matter if it's a manuscript. It doesn't matter if it's a book, a song. It doesn't matter if you're starting your own media network. It doesn't matter if you're now in your 60s and you've decided, hey, I can start modeling now. It doesn't matter. Whatever your version of reimagining your life is, whatever your version of reimagining your life at whatever this stage is, or whatever this age is, because it's all different, right? Once you decide that that's what you're going to do, that you're going to reimagine this life, those obstacles, those challenges, those things that are coming along, you know what? We'll take it. Because we got a big God, we got big dreams, and we got big action behind it. Because don't think it's not going to happen without the action. We talked about the faith, we talked about the belief, we talked about celebrating along the way, being happy in the journey. But it's not going to happen without the action. What is the action? The action depends on what your dream is, Is your dream being a YouTuber? That's a whole virtual world. So you have to build your business plan around this virtual world and whatever products you're going to sell and whatever else comes along with this virtual world. If you're opening up a brick and mortar restaurant, what does that look like? What does that plan look like? What do the action steps look like to get there? If you're getting ready to open up your own, I don't know, acting school, dance studio, music studio, what do the action steps look like? That's what we've got to put in place. So yeah, we got a big God, we got big dreams, and we got big action. And we're going to activate that action. We're not going to sit on it anymore. It is 2025. This is the year. This is the year. And hear me, hear me. Hear ye, hear ye. This is the year that it all manifests. Telling you. Don't sleep on your dreams. Not another night. Don't sleep on your dreams. Not another day. Don't pretend like you don't hear the whispers. Stop pretending like something is not edging you towards your purpose. Figure out what that purpose is. Figure out what God is telling you you should be doing for the rest of your days. And commit. Commit and figure out what the plan is for that to be so. Because God is already on your side if he's put it in you. Okay? God is already on your side. You already got him, right? The dream is there. It's in you. Got the dream. The action part. The action part is where we... that's where we kind of falter sometimes. And maybe that's why we don't celebrate as much. Maybe that's why we don't smile along the way. Maybe that's why we don't celebrate the journey. Because when we're putting in the action steps, we focus on how hard it is. We focus on the difficulty. We focus on all of the obstacles. We focus on all of the shenanigans that come with making something happen. Yeah. We got to change that perspective. We've got to change that perspective too. You know what? It happens. It happens. It's going to happen. But not only do those things happen, this big dream is happening too. This big dream is happening too, and I'm celebrating the entire time. I'm celebrating the journey along the way. I'm celebrating when the obstacle comes, now I can learn what it is that I need to fix. I'm celebrating when a roadblock appears because now I know what to do. Now I know how to fix it. Now I know how to move forward. We're not going to just fold our arms and pout, stick our lip out, and be sad. We're going to embrace what we're figuring out and finish answering the call. We're going to finish answering the call with joy, and with glee. Because guess what? Celebrating the journey along the way, enjoying the journey along the way, allowing ourselves enough grace in the midst of the challenges to enjoy the journey along the way, no matter how hard it is. Figure out a way to say, oh, at least I got this far. Thank you, Lord. And then keep on going. Keep on going. So I can't wait to see when I come back to this city and find out about the restaurant that this young man has opened. And who knows? Who knows where my YouTube journey will be by the time I see him again on his restaurant journey. We just have to keep on going with our big God, our big dreams, and our big action. And this big celebration and this big, big joy that we're going to have along the way. All right. I love you guys. Got to get ready for my flight so I can get back to my home city. The St. Jude Celebration of Hope was amazing. Radio people from all over the country, podcasters, influencers, everybody here to get information and spread awareness about the amazing work that St. Jude is doing right here. And see, that's another thing. Danny Thomas had a dream. Danny Thomas had a dream back in I don't know, was it the 60s or 70s, whatever. He had a dream and he said to God, if you help me build this dream, I will build this dream in your name. And St. Jude was built based on a big dream and a big God, a big mission to help children. A big mission to help children who are fighting cancer. That's a big mission. That's a big dream. So Danny Thomas had to believe in a big God and celebrate along the way. And here's the thing. The event that I was here for, it was called Celebration of Hope. So that in itself tells you, if the name of the event is called Celebration of Hope, whatever it is you're about to do, celebrate that hope. Keep that hope in your belly. Keep that hope in your heart. Keep that hope in your mind. Keep that hope in your hands and celebrate it. Celebrate it along the journey. I love you guys, and I'm just excited for all of us who are reimagining, reinventing our lives at whatever age and at whatever stage. And I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm glad that you guys saw fit to stop by. Don't forget to subscribe on the way out, all right? Because I definitely want to grow the channel, right? So subscribe on the way out. I appreciate you guys so much. It's your girl, Felicia. Got to get ready for this flight. And until the next video, don't forget to enjoy the journey.